Hello and welcome to Xbox Classics. In this installment, the game is BurnOut, done by Creatron Games and released by Acclaim, so that just shows you how old this game is. This game was released for the PlayStation 2 in November of 2001 and released early of the next year, 2002, for the GameCube and Xbox. Despite this game being over 12 years old, BurnOut looks fantastic on an HD TV. You know, it really is a testament to the staying power of the original Xbox in 480p. These games just look fantastic, as this game is 16 by 9, and it has, just fantastic visuals. BurnOut is not a series that I ever played back in the day. In fact, for the most part, I was only vaguely aware of them through like magazine ads and things like that. Racing games aren't particularly my forte, especially not the more realistic ones. I like the more simulator one, or I like the more arcade ones than the simulator type. That said, this game is quite fantastic, so I'm going to play some Championship here. But do keep in mind, I have no nostalgic feelings for this game. Everything you're seeing now is basically based upon my fresh opinions circa 2014. So let's go with automatic, and let's do a race. Now, what's iconic about the BurnOut series, and what most people will remember about this series, is the realistic crash scenes, where you could very easily crash your car into something else, and you get money for it, which I guess is like your point system or something. So just as an example for that, I'm going to build up some speed here. And I'm going to crash into something. Now the timer system makes me feel like I'm playing, whoops, there was a crash. Makes me feel like I'm playing Outrun, but this is a very different feeling game than Outrun. There we go, there's a crash. So I got $46,000 for that. But yeah, as I mentioned, the visuals really have aged very well in this game, and, I can only imagine what people thought of this game back in 2002, because this still looks really good, even now. I think BurnOut is a good example of the law of diminishing returns with graphical updates, because considering this game is from the early 6th generation, it's not even like a late 6th generation game. This was, this was the second wave, or the first wave of Xbox games that weren't launch titles, like the second wave of games the system ever saw. So, considering that, and especially considering this was originally developed for the PlayStation 2, and this is just an upscaled PlayStation 2 game, it's damn impressive. So you get a head-on collision, bam! It's very satisfying to get into a collision like that, because I don't know how you guys drive in real life, but in real life I tend to be a little bit more careful than that, to try and avoid accidents. But, it's a video game, so you can do all kinds of video game things. But in this first BurnOut game, the emphasis is not on the crashes, but it's on, your racing. You're trying to, come in first place and beat these guys that are behind you. Or in front of you, I mean. It would be a little bit redundant to beat the guys behind you. Now, as I don't have a great deal of experience with this game, I'm not actually sure, but it might be beneficial to ram your rivals and have them taken out of the race, but I suspect that's, might just be, something that's temporary that they, will recover or something. The car models do look quite good, especially amongst Xbox racers, because there's quite a few number of racers to choose from on the system, and especially since this is a very early title. This came out March 2002, something like that. it's not too shabby at all. Oh, he got taken out by his own stupidity. You know, honestly, I don't think that BurnOut is as fun to play as launch title, what was it, Yakuza, the Wreckless, Yakuza, or Wreckless, the Yakuza missions, that's what it was called. Otherwise known as Double Steel, as it was called in Japan. Yeah, that's typically the name that I associate with when I play that game. I think that's a better racing game than this is, but you know, people like this game. They probably have more nostalgia for this game than they have for Wreckless. But not me, though. I didn't play this game back in the day. Still, because of how cheap Xbox games are and how, you know, there's basically no big market like there is for retro games for like the NES or something. Like the Xbox is sort of in this weird null space where some people even refuse to consider it a retro system. I do because, you know, come on, the system came out in 2001. It's not exactly like the newest tech. But even so, I think that the system is still fantastic and has so many great games, and I'd rather play games on this than I would on like the Xbox 360 in many cases, and especially the Xbox One, as the Xbox One basically has nothing that appeals to me thus far. And I still think that's such a stupid name for a system, because for people like me who play a lot of the original Xbox, this is the Xbox One. I mean, think about it. They called their third system the Xbox One. You know, it's like going 1, 2, 1. Baffling. But whatever. Who cares what the system is called, ultimately? And if you think back to other stupid names for a system like, I don't know, like the Nintendo GameCube. You know, it was a cube that played games. That was what it was. And then you had the horrible name that was the Nintendo Wii. Whereas, I guess it was like, well, everyone can play it, so as in we, as in plural, but, you know, it's kind of such a stupid name, and people hate it, but then Nintendo called their successor system the Wii U. Which is hilarious, because if you know Japanese, like, you know, trying to explain it to somebody in Japanese what the Wii U is, it's like, oh, what was it, Mina Watashi, something like that. It's like us, we, and you. Stupid name. I can't believe that there's somebody still in front of me. I don't know how that's possible. So I haven't been racing poorly, but, you know, I'm not very skilled at these kind of racing games. A lot of racing games, I'm generally speaking pretty terrible at. But, you know, I have nothing against racing games. I don't hate them or anything. I think that a lot of these games, you know, generally speaking, hold up very well. Much better than many first-person shooters and sports games do. Racing games, you know, are generally speaking made to capitalize on what the hardware can do. And, you know, it comes down to the law of diminishing returns, whereas more powerful systems can do more, you know, impressive effects. But it ultimately doesn't really matter, because once you get to a certain point, and that point being on the 6th generation of consoles, everything there is just sort of like a slight upgrade, as opposed to something that's really a whole lot different. So I guess this is okay. This is like a this is a replay of what you're doing. I wonder if it has any crazy camera things that you can do, the crazy camera lenses and all that stuff, the filters from Yakuza. I guess not. But it really is impressive that, again, this game is 12 years old and you know, getting just a bit older by the minute, and it still looks very realistic. This looks like it could be a real place, and I don't know, you could watch this on TV or something. Alright, well, let's continue and see what happens now. Alright, sure. The big black screens are definitely something that's it's reminiscent of the original Xbox being, or this game being a launch title or an early game for the original Xbox. Put it that way. It definitely has that first wave feel to it. Alright, so this is like, you know, California or something. And I guess here you can start to see this game has a bit of age to its visuals with the sharp, pixelated edges of the polygons in the background. I guess that works for a cityscape because, you know, cities are, you know, all rectangular buildings and such, but for more nature here, it does show its age a bit. But even so, this looks like a very good game, and it would certainly be better on the Xbox than it would be on the PlayStation 2. Oh, I clipped through the wall there, the camera did. Or I wonder if this is like Spain or something. Maybe it's not California at all. Whoops. Again, because I have no real nostalgia for this game, I'm not sure if the crashes are something I should be avoiding or doing something intentionally. I don't know if I get any sort of bonus for that. Maybe it adds to the clock? I'm not sure. Let's see. It's 23, 21, 20... Okay, let's see if I have more than 20 seconds now. Nope. Alright, so it's detrimental. Alright, that means that I lose. Well, alright, that'll about do it for this video. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions about the original BurnOut, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, and also be sure to hit that like button. Hitting the like button lets me know that you want to see more Xbox Classics videos and you want me to, you know, continue making these kind of videos. If you have any games you want me to cover in the future for Xbox Classics, also be sure to leave those in the comment section down below. You know, all the main major titles and, you know, the big name stuff I'll probably get to eventually because, like I said, I have well over 100 Xbox games at this point, and, you know, I'm almost close to 200 now. So because I have so many Xbox games, I, generally speaking, have all of the big titles by now. even if I didn't really play them back in the day. So yeah, feel free to let me know which Xbox games you want me to cover, and I'll get to them in good time. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.